Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some more Stoneshard, shall we? Picking up where we left off with our guide for complete beginners, and Arna is in the catacombs, I believe, and we've completed this. Well, we're in Pilgrim's Rest, and the catacombs inside Pilgrim's Rest, and we have completed this contract. I did get this verified, which I appreciate so much. Everybody kind of like helping to fill in the gaps with some of the knowledge that's less documented. The timer does appear to stop once you get to the claim the reward screen. Now, we could go explore more. The issue that we're running into with that choice is that we're pretty much full up. Now, we don't need everything that we have. Some of this stuff can be, ditched, but a lot of it's useful for the caravan and other purposes. So I think let's perhaps see if there's anything better, but bail out. There's some more rope. Now remember, there could be a boss inside here, which our health and energy, we need to rest to restore that. And also, let me double check. Did we actually fight a boss already? If there's a big treasure pile, then we did. I don't see it. Yeah, we want to get completely healed. There we go. Alright. Let's look. Let's just look. I will examine surroundings. I'll go over here. Yeah, this is the boss. This guy right here. So this is Zakar the Quick. And he's low danger, but he is still a boss. Now, our health is fine. But this is going to be a challenge. So what we'd like is to only fight this guy, if that's possible. And let's just see if we can get him to see us. He doesn't. I'm going to shout. Here we go. And let's just wait for him to go hostile, and then I'm going to come around this corner here. So this will mean he can't see us unless he moves to this tile, but this is him. You can see him moving. He is going to come fight us. We're about halfway to level 4. Okay. So at this point, we can look at all of our options. This will not help us in the fight. We could throw this at the guy if we want, but I think we're going to be okay. Just standing in here, he will become visible now, and then we're going to raise our shield. He will, he's doing this ability here, Curse of Agony from afar. I'm going to wait. Okay, I need to move in. I need to move off of these tiles and move in. I wanted to wait so that he didn't get a free attack, but he did. And now we're going to go ahead and seize the initiative. He had 2 abilities to do at range, so this is what we're going to do. This guy is going to come up to this tile, so we're going to save our cleaving strike and our breakthrough for that moment to hit them both. Okay, and let's just check in on this guy. He is bleeding, and he is at 44% health. I am going to raise my shield, and I'm going to hit this guy again. This guy is probably almost dead. 19%, yes. Alright. He's dead. And we're in pain, and we're fighting a 74% Tormentor. This guy is kind of challenging, but we should get it back around to our abilities. Breakthrough. Seize the initiative. Cleave. He's at 8%. He's dead. I will take it. So what we did right there was we beat the boss and an ad, which it's really hard to get bosses in these places by themselves. They usually have a pack with them. And to be perfectly honest with you, just getting 2 is a blessing. There might be another one in there. Not sure. Depends. And I'm just going to kind of back up. We're in pain. We do not, it looks like, have the means to treat the pain that we're in, and that's okay because we're leaving anyway. I'm going to go ahead and rest. We need to get all of our energy back. We need to heal. We're getting a little hungry. We have an onion we can eat, but whatever. I'll eat it. we don't really have... we could use a splint if we wanted to on our head. But the problem is it's not injured enough to use the splint, but we could apply leeches if we wanted. So let's just double check. What would that do for us? It would give us more pain, which doesn't feel worth it considering where we're at. So I'm just going to leave things as is. This guy dropped a chain. It's too big for us to carry. Make sure you examine surroundings when you come around the corner here. Examine, and this is what I was looking for. This is what you generally can find in contract dungeons that have a boss. There's going to be some massive loot pile. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that what's inside is going to actually be good, but it's certainly something that you want to secure before you turn in the contract, because it's just a bunch of extra money and potentially something that's good. I'm going to just keep examining surroundings. I'm not going to do anything until I make sure that there's no enemies left, and there's nothing, so we're good. So let's just go up to this chest, and look at this. We get a ring, and this ring gives us bleed resistance, magic power, and max health. I'm just going to equip it immediately. We'll take the money. This stained glass we can drop into our bag, as well as this silver clasp. We can sell those for money. Those are one tile valuables that we can put into our purse. And let's see, is there anything to break in here? Yep, down here. We got some rope, and we got a large plate. So nothing great. I mean, rope is fine, but we have plenty of it, and our inventory is stacked. So we're just going to be glad with the valuables, glad to get the experience for killing that boss, and we're going to run. Just click over here. Remember, I moved the map around by using the middle mouse button. And let's bail. Let's go back to town. Let's eat. Here we are, Pilgrim's Rest. We're pretty close to Osbrook. We have our contract, and we could turn it in up here. But it is... I've said this before in previous videos, I'm pretty sure, but you can turn your reward into 3 different places. You can turn it into Osbrook for Osbrook rep priority. You could turn it into the tower for money priority, or you could turn it into the bailiff for Bryn reputation priority. Bryn is the big city that has like generally the best stuff to buy, so getting rep with them is actually very good. I'm going to pick up some mushrooms to eat. Penny bun, morel. Okay, I'm just going to eat this one then. I'll take this. I'll eat that. I'll take that. I'll eat that. Great. I'm not eating the mushroom that's called Death Cap. Now, it should show us where the bailiff is with a icon for turning it in. By the way, this point of interest, this was verified to me. I had this wrong, and I apologize. There is a plane that we can find for the carpenter as a part of a quest for him that is always to the southwest of Osbrook. I kind of thought it was randomized, but it's not. This should be that. We don't have to get that, and we don't have space for it anyway. We're going to get it at some point. I'm going to actually head back to the west and go through the Drunken Woodsman Inn to see if the bailiff is there to turn in the quest. There is a fox if you want to do some hunting. Arna is probably the worst character to pick for hunting, but it is still something if you wanted to get some traps and some nets and things, and some ranged weaponry and swerve into perception a bit more. It is something you could do. Maybe use a mace to not damage the pelt, but I don't know if I've said this. I don't think I have. If you want to be able to skin animals to get a pelt, you do need to take the resourcefulness passive skill. So I was never getting hides because you have to have this first, and it's not 100% chance, and especially using weapons like we are, piercing weapons, slashing weapons, not good for the pelt, but you could still get them. I'm going to go to the west and try to get the plane. I'm hoping it's not guarded by guys. The pain has gone, by the way, you'll notice. Given some time, and we're actually at full health. Okay, there is a guy. So that's fine. I need to walk him back. I do not want to. I'm just going to wait for this guy. I could shoot him. I have 1, 2, 3. I switch. He moves here. I fire. He moves here. And I switch back and he moves here. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to wait for him. Wait. And I'm going to raise my shield. And we're going to seize the initiative. Now he's going to do Mighty Swing. And I'm going to step back. And he hit us really hard. Yeah, well. He's going to do Mighty Swing again. And we got him. But ouch. I'm going to rest. The pain. The pain. You know, Metal Gear Solid. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and... I'll take a penny bun. Alright, here's this guy. Now this one we can shoot. I'm going to walk him back too. Well, we could have shot him, but we just did a really bad job. He's dead. Let's rest it up. So, by the way, this is greedy. I think a better play, if you wanted to be more conservative, would have just been to go to the Drunken Idsman and save the game so that even if you die trying to get this plane like I'm trying to do, you wouldn't lose your progress. Now, Poppy is actually very good for pain, so I'm going to eat it. I'm going to drink the water. I'll get the flea wart. And I'm going to apply flea wart to that wound over there. There's a bunch of flea wart we can get, and we might as well just patch ourselves up a bit. There. Okay, I still need to go to the west here, and if we stay off of the road, we probably will avoid most of the idiots. So now we need to be on the road to find the wagon. Now, if you didn't find this wagon on your own, rest assured that eventually you would be able to ask the carpenter, and he would give you the quest to go find it and would give you the coordinates or the location anyway. But you can also just find it while exploring and turn it into him preemptively, which is what we're going to try to do here. Okay, there's a bad guy. I'm going to switch. I'm going to load. And there's two. Wonder if I can get one. Okay, I got two. That's okay, though. They might turn around. Here, let me... Hey! Okay. So, let's see if we can exploit a little tactic. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Alright, they see us. And now I'm going to start running them back. Now they will not turn around because once you move them from the yellow exclamation points to the red, they're committed. And now it's just a question of how much runway we give them. So... Oh, they're starting to lose interest. I don't want that to happen yet. Here we go. I didn't think that they would lose interest that fast. We want one of these guys to be close enough. So I'm going to wait I'm going to shoot this guy, and now I'm going to leave. This should only bring one of them, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Yeah, it did. Okay, great. So then we could, try to shoot that guy, switch, raise our shield. The reason we were only able to bring one of them, and it usually works, is that there is a 5 or 6 tile range for enemies to follow you from a zone. If they are beyond that, like 5 or 6 tiles, they will not follow you as you cross over. So one of them was close enough to bring, and the other stayed back. So it was a good situation for us. I will get this flu ward. I will apply it. I have an injury on my hand. I'm going to reload my crossbow and go over here. Now, this other idiot with the club has probably walked all the way back, or most of the way back by now. I'm going to pick up my bolts. Here he is. Great. Just going to wait. I'm going to go down. I need to see him. There we go. That was unfortunate. Alright. So we're just chewing through these fools. You can see we're already at 551. Very, very close to a level up. I have my crossbow out. I reloaded it. We're just going to keep walking until you... They were standing by the wagon, and now it's just us and this guy. There shouldn't be 4. There should be 3. That was good. Hit him twice. We split his skull, so he used a splint on it. It's kind of funny that he had that, actually. And so, with a couple of good hits, we killed that guy in one shot, which is tremendous. Okay, so you come over here. We can't pick up the rope, but you can go in here. And what we want to get is this plane. So, you need to make space for this. The bandage is great. And now it's time to figure out what do we want to keep. I don't believe we need the note. We can just read it. When you read a note, you see how you get 10 experience. Always read notes. I don't believe you ever need to keep them. You just need to read it to give you some story. But they give you experience just like reading books, so do it. Get the extra XP. And we want this. We want this. This stuff should stay there. Especially if you keep it in the container. So I'm going to bail. There we go. It looks like the bailiff has moved down here. Because the icon is there. I think he was traveling before, which is why the icon wasn't showing perhaps, but maybe I was just seeing that wrong. There's some chanterelles we could get to eat. Oh, we don't have any space. I will temporarily drop these nails and pick up the chanterelle and just eat it. Eat it. There we go. Every little mushroom helps. We should be able to scroll up enough to find the inn. Here we go. Tremendous. That's a free rag, by the way, that you can use. This is free straw, too. You can use that rag to make yourself some bandages. I did get this tip. Let's drink. Let's fill our water. This door up here, you can actually pick this lock when no one's looking and go in there and steal a bunch of pelts that are quite valuable. Or you can use them to make a bedroll. Now, if you make a bedroll without the resourcefulness skill, you will get 250 experience. But if you wait and get this before you make the bedroll, you get double experience, because this ability does double the experience received for crafting items. So that's up to you if you want to do that. And let's see. This is the guy with the cool hat. About my contract, I'm done with it. And he will tell the higher-ups in Bryn. I prefer it this way, which is to get the extra rep in Bryn. Remember, you can push J, you can go to reputation, and you can see your different reputations. We already have benevolence in Osbrook. We haven't been doing any contracts here in Manshire, but we can see that we're moving up in Bryn as well. As long as you're doing contracts in a categorical tab for, like, the magistrate, like Osbrook, Manshire, Denbury, Bryn, you get some spillover rep in the places that aren't where you're doing the contract. But you can see right here, because we turned this into him, we got plus 112 reputation, and then we got 320 here. Now, this is something I haven't really mentioned yet, but I was actually unaware of this. If you haggle, you just lose 50 rep. Even if you don't take the raised rates, like if they tell you to do it in a day and you say no thank you and you do it at the original price, you still lose 50 rep for haggling. So you need to be careful about that with haggling, but you gain so much reputation that it isn't a huge deal. It just depends on what you're comfortable with. Now, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to leave that money on the ground. It's okay. And I'm going to say what he is selling, and he will buy this. And this is a reasonable price for that, so we can pick up this money. And then I'm going to save the game, and I'll take a 1 day. I got this confirmed, by the way. As long as you pay for the room, then the items in the chest will be available for you. So you can always, they will never despawn. You can always come back here. You just might have to pay that 15 crowns. I am going to, what do I want to store in here for the moment? Very little, actually. I could just come back here and use this. I mean, no, you know what? I will store some stuff. It's not my favorite storage location, but I'm just going to have to make a note to myself. I'm going to put everything that I want to save for the caravan over here. So that's going to be rope, that's going to be nails, that's going to be charcoal, and that's going to be all of this oil. So all of these items I will want for upgrading the caravan later. So don't sell these. I would highly recommend you keep it. This is not enough nails, rope, etc., but it's a really good dent in it. So keep these items. And then I'm going to sleep, and we will sleep. Actually, you know what? Let me try something. Let me try to get wild. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I've never done this before. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy food. I'm just going to buy some cheap food. Meatballs are pretty good looking for how much they fill up and how cheap they are overall. Yeah, I'm going to buy these meatballs. I'm just going to buy them, and then I'm going to eat them. All right. And I am going to... Oh, let me save the game with 0 hours. I'm not going to sleep. I'm just going to save it. And I'm going to try stealing these pelts. I've never done this before. This is a tip that I got from YouTube. And by the way, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who is sharing tips about this game, clarifying anything that I'm getting wrong, adding to this. It creates like this dynamic guide where we can all work together to make a resource that helps everyone get into this game and enjoy it. And I'm sharing everything I've learned and I know about the game through my experience playing it over the years. But they've changed a lot of things, and some things I am not entirely clear on. And so everybody adding their own little wrinkles, things that I haven't even explored, is super useful. Let's talk to this guy. He does sell stuff. Oh, no, never mind. I confused. This is the bailiff's cart. There is a guy who has a wagon that's open, not this one, that you can ride or buy stuff from, but this is not that guy. So I'm going to pick this lock, and immediately this guy saw us. So we can pay the fine, go to jail, or fight the guards. So let's just say, okay, I pay the fine. And then can I go in without breaking the law? I can. But then all of this stuff that I would take in here, these pelts, for example, the deer pelt or whatever, like I could get it. But notice how these pelts have a red hand icon, which means they've been stolen and where they've been stolen from. There are fences in the game that you can sell stolen items to, or you can go sell them at another town, and I don't think that they care as much. That was something that was told to me, but again, I do not have experience with stolen items, so I'm just letting you know that this is what you could do. Now, there's probably a way to be sneakier about getting back here and not getting caught by that guard, but if you pay 100 crowns and then you make way more than that in what you find, then it could be worth it, right? So, you know, there's some lentils, there's some meat, there's some stuff to cook with, there's another deer pelt. So you can get some pelts back here, I suppose. Now, I'm not going to do this, though. I'm going to actually load my game because I don't want to steal. Like, I don't really play that way. I play pretty up and up, like a good person who doesn't steal. I just wanted to demonstrate that. And I was honestly curious how that would play out. So now, I am going to sleep. And I'm not going to be stealing. And we've got the rested bonus. We could take a contract if we want, but I'm actually going to go back to Osbrook because we can turn in this plane. And we can see if people have any better equipment. To my understanding, the equipment in towns that you can buy from the shops will improve as your reputation with the town improves and as your level improves. So those things need to happen. Now, even when that happens, though, certain towns just won't have the great variety and access to the higher tier items, but you can certainly get better stuff. Oh, there's some wolves on the road. Okay, so let's say no thank you and walk away. By the way, in my Let's Play, I was testing it, and I had an Arna who was level 9, and I tried to fight a boar and got absolutely annihilated. I defeated a ghoul den, a bunch of difficult ghouls, no problem, and the pig was far more difficult, had no chance. So stay away from the animals. They will not, though, usually aggro you unless you get close, and they will give you the opportunity to back off, and I suggest you take it. All right, so first things first, let's just go down here and turn in this plane. Oh, he walked away. Hey, dude. All right, and here's your plane. Third option. Would you look at that? And he will give you some money and some meat. Great. And you can see if he'll buy anything. He'll buy our plate, but for 0, so no thanks. But if you go to J and you go to rep, no, he doesn't even give you rep for turning that in. That's too bad. Okay. I'm going to go into the center of town here. And let's see. He did it. Finally. This is what I was waiting for. We've leveled up. We've completed some contracts. We got our reputation higher. And now he actually is selling some tier 2 equipment that is going to make our life so much easier. These gloves, this helmet, these boots, all of this is having me salivate. I cannot believe how great it is to see, and I'm going to try to buy as much as I possibly can. So I'm going to sell him this wire. And I will save these pieces of steel, but let's see. Look at what's the best and what you can afford. First of all, we definitely want this. This is 232. This offers 5 protection. Look how much better it is than the junk we have on that's been causing our head to get injured again and again. We're going to be so much more stout after this. I'm going to buy this, and then I'm going to equip it, get rid of that. These boots, I personally like. You can see that these are very similar. These shoes, they are the same price, and if you look at them, these give you less energy and energy restoration, but they give you more bleed resistance and more move resistance. So I'm actually going to buy these because I would prefer to have better bleed resist, because I don't like bleeding. And they do give you a little bit less energy restoration, but it's not that huge of a deal in my opinion. But if you want to pick these with less minuses but not as much bleed resist, then up to you. There's also these bracers, and I have enough money. Look at that. I mean, we have 1,100 money to buy it all, and we will. I don't have enough inventory space, though, so I'm going to go ahead and use these pieces of steel to repair this, and I'm going to use this. Now we don't need to do that. I'm just going to move this up here, and I'm going to buy these splint bracers. And then I'm going to equip it instead of these gloves. And I'm going to go over to Bert and just start offloading some stuff. So I'm going to sell him these gloves. And I'm going to sell him... I'm not going to sell him my book. I'm going to sell him the alcohol. I'm going to sell him one of these scrolls. It's not a very good price, but it's just not a great item. However, if I open... We have a bunch of stuff we could sell in here. Open. Open. Just make sure. These you can sell for 4 to 1 in Bryn. And that is no joke. You go to the bank in Bryn once we get there. This 20 ancient coins will sell, as you can see in the bottom right, for 80. And there's no haggling. It's just straight up 4 to 1. Unlike shopkeepers, it's amazing. He will buy these, and his price on a lot of this stuff is actually generally better than Bert. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get these shoes that we talked about. Oh, man. Now, another thing that I want to do, though, is we need to go buy a better shield. And the carpenter should sell that. Let's see if the tailor will buy any of our junk first. Not really. Yes, he is selling a heater shield. This is exactly what we want. Look at how much better this is. Notice that it's tier 2 in the upper right compared to our tier 1. This is giving us a 22% block chance with 18 block power instead of 7. It does reduce our energy yet again because it's a heavier shield. You could take the oaken shield if you wanted less energy reduction, but the 10% more chance to block, in my opinion, is fantastic. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to swap our shield. I'm going to sell the shield. You can just have that. And we are so much better off than where we were before. We could buy some bolts if we wanted. But I am loving how much better our character is. We can go take a new contract now. We even still have money to burn. And we have upgraded our helmet, our gloves, our boots, and our shield, and we are cooking with gas. Everyone, I hope you're still finding this series to be useful and fun. I want to say thank you so much for watching, and thank you for sharing all of your tips and advice. Let's just try to continue to make a guide that gets everyone into this game, because, I mean, I am just having a blast with it, and I hope you are too. Take care.